Yeah, I think that's the crucial point here. There are a lot of enthusiasm among American investor community, but in the meantime, there's little information about ByteDance's attitude in this deal, and we know from the first time around that their founder, Zhang Yiming, still holds 20% of the platform and own the technology, keep control of the crown jewel, the algorithm of the platform. He was very clear that he would rather shut down the app in the US rather than selling its core technology. I think the condition on his side hasn't changed yet.
You know, the value in a TikTok, if you want to describe it as that, is, you know, the number of eyeballs or users, 170 million Americans. If I'm not mistaken, that's about half the country, right? So that's a very big demographic or group. But other than that, more importantly, I think it's the technology behind the platform, the algo, or rather the algorithm. And that is going to be very contentious, is it not? The U.S. would probably prefer to get its hands on that algo as well. Do you think there is room or space for a sale to take place without the algorithm, without the technology, but have that continue to be leased by any buyer?
I think that's the trend. If you watch the media reporting on this, it seems like on Wednesday there was a White House meeting discussing something like that. Potentially, Oracle-led group of bidders as a front runner in this race, and it sounds like that's how their bid is structured. They will give Zhang Yiming still control, at least some level of control of the core technology. And then the rest of the American business community, multiple investors has pledged to chip in and raise their share of the company. I think potentially on the Trump side, all the Trump administration officials are contemplating this type of structure of the deal. But I'm not sure that's what Beijing wants at this moment, given all the tariff that we just talked about earlier in the show.
Xuming, what would it take for President Xi and the Chinese leadership to actually agree to the sale, or is it just totally off the table?
I think the Chinese side will demand a big concession from Trump, because Trump has made it very clear since January that he wants to be the savior of TikTok. And he said it himself again last week that he can lower tariff in exchange for Beijing's approval for the sales. If I were in Beijing authorities' shoes, I will leverage that. I will say, get rid of a big chunk of the tariff that you just imposed on us. You just announced it yesterday. That could be a very difficult negotiation between the two sides and take a long time to resolve. And fundamentally, our assessment is that it's unlikely to produce favorable outcome for either side. It's likely to drag along the TikTok negotiation along with it.